Hey you guys, before I get started on my storytelling today, I'm just going to use one of these old books that I have in my stash. These are some things that I did probably like 10 years ago in this book. It's been quite a long time, but it still has some pages left and it's watercolor paper, and I wanted to do a little bit of watercoloring today. So let's go ahead and get started with the story. So this is going to be the sunrise that taught me to begin again. Have you ever noticed that the sun never asks permission to rise? It doesn't stop because yesterday was filled with storms. It doesn't hesitate because clouds might still be lingering on the horizon. It simply rises exactly as God designed it to. I imagine a little girl sitting quietly on the ground, knees pulled close to her chest, watching the first light peek over the mountains. Maybe yesterday was hard, maybe she made a mistake. Maybe someone hurt her, maybe she wondered if things would ever get better. As she sat there, the world around her was silent. The birds had not fully begun their songs. The air was cool. Everything seemed to be waiting. Then the darkness slowly surrendered. Golden light stretched across the sky. Yellows, oranges, like a reddish pink and purple, blended together like an artist painting hope across the heavens. It wasn't loud, it wasn't rushed, it was gentle. And in that moment, she realized something. God never promised there wouldn't be dark nights, but He did promise there would be morning. Every sunrise is one of God's daily reminders that no matter how dark yesterday felt, His mercy is waiting for us today. And so many of us carry yesterday into today. We replay conversations we wish we had gone differently. We dwell on mistakes we can't undo. We hold on to guilt that God has already forgiven. We allow fear to convince us that our best days are behind us. But God doesn't ask us to live in yesterday. He invites us to walk with Him today. Here's a verse. If the Lord's mercy that we are not consumed, because His compassion fail not, they are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. Just think about that for a moment. Not new once a year, not new once a month. Every single morning, every sunrise is like God quietly saying, I haven't given up on you. You still have purpose. You still have hope. You still have another chance. Sometimes starting over feels scary. We think starting over means we failed. But what if starting over isn't failure at all? What if it's grace? A gardener doesn't throw away a flower because it finished blooming for the season. They prepare the soil, prune what's needed, water it faithfully, and wait for new growth. God does the same with us. Sometimes He removes things that are keeping us from growing. Sometimes He closes doors because He has better ones waiting. And sometimes He allows seasons to end so new ones can begin. It may not feel comfortable, trust me. I know. But growth rarely does. The mountains in front of the sunrise remind me that life always has obstacles. Mountains don't disappear overnight. Problems don't always vanish by morning. But the sunrise teaches us something powerful. Light doesn't remove every mountain. It simply makes it possible to see where to go next. God may not remove every challenge immediately. Instead, he gives us enough light for the next step. So Psalm says, "The word is our lamp unto my feet and the light unto my path." Notice how it says lamp, not stadium light, not, showing 12 years ahead or just enough light for the next faithful step. Maybe today your starting over looks like forgiving someone. Maybe it's forgiving yourself. Maybe it's opening your Bible. Maybe it's praying again. Maybe it's creating something beautiful after believing your creativity has disappeared. Maybe it's choosing joy in the middle of grief. Whatever your new beginning looks like, remember this. God is already there. The sunrise has never failed, not once. Generation after generation, morning always comes. And if God has been faithful to rise the sun every single day since the beginning of creation, we can trust him to be faithful in our lives too, right? So tomorrow morning, if you have the chance to step outside for just a few moments, watch the sky change colors, feel the cool air, listen to the birds, and remember that sunrise isn't just beautiful. It's a promise that darkness never has the final word, a promise that hope is stronger than despair, a promise that God's mercy is waiting for you once again, because every sunrise is proof that starting over is beautiful, not because life is perfect, but because God's faithfulness never ends. So if this message encouraged you today, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What area of your life is God helping you begin again? Let's encourage one another and remember that every new day is another opportunity to walk in his grace. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video on Wednesday for Roll and Create. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of music on and just let you relax. If you don't want to listen to any music, just hit the mute button. Some like music and some don't. We don't get very many good options here on YouTube, I will tell you that. But enjoy the rest of the video. It's just me doing a little bit of odds and ends here.